At it again, and we've got one here from Lawrence Jones talking to Portland's mayor. Yeah, the city of Portland. Like, share, comment, hit that subscribe button if you are new, and let's dive in.
Joining me now to address the issues facing his city, Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler. Mr. Mayor, thanks so much for joining me today. I had the opportunity to talk with some of your folks, and I find them to be compassionate people. I want to play some of the sound from them when I talk with them. Take a listen.
The city was once great about 10 years ago, I would say. A lot of people moving, flourishing. I would say in the last 5, no good.
There are a lot of difficulties that the city has faced over the past, during the pandemic, and it's been exacerbated. The homeless situation has been pretty bad, and the vandalism of the businesses.
I think it's definitely changed over the years. I wouldn't necessarily say for the better.
The mayor is really working hard at taking care of his favorite constituents, people who have tons of money and property in the city, and not so much on the rest of us. And I mean, I'd really love to see him listen to the people instead of shutting them down when they try to speak.
A lot of it has to do with, less policing, homelessness just kicked up in the gear, drugs, in front of my house, I had like 6, 7 camps that just, parked out, people doing drugs all day.
Mr. Mayor, those are your constituents. What would you say to them?
Well, first of all, those are some of my constituents, and I certainly hear those criticisms, and I empathize with those criticisms. We definitely have significant challenges here in the city of Portland around homelessness, around criminal activity, around livability. These are some of the same issues that have been exacerbated in large cities all across America.
Democratic large cities, mind you. Chicago, San Francisco, Portland, New York, Memphis. Woo! It's kind of funny that, a lot of these cities that are having all of these problems, they're all ran by the same party. Kind of funny how that works, isn't it?
But in the same breath, I'd say there's a lot of great things happening in the city of Portland. We were just identified by Forbes as being the #1 travel city in America for 2023.
Oh, they lied. They lied.
2023. We have the best new restaurant in America, according to Esquire. We just booked our largest ever convention. We have businesses moving to the city of Portland.
Can anybody fact check those first pieces? Forbes saying that they're the best city to visit in 2023. Let me tell you something. I guarantee you won't see me in Portland. Okay. Unless somebody offers me, a whole lot of money, like, hey, we need you to come speak, or we need you to come to some type of meeting. We'll pay for your travel, and we'll pay you something on top of that. All right. I'll come for a couple of dollars, you know what I mean? But I ain't going for free, and I darn sure ain't spending no money to go there. You better pay me, okay? But also, yeah, fact check some of those pieces for me. Because I don't know. I just got a feeling that this brother's lying. Some smell a little fishy. Because isn't Portland the same city where the Walmarts were leaving from? But he said companies are coming to Portland. But one of the biggest corporations is leaving? Yeah. I have a hard time believing that one.
Investing in the city of Portland and the initiatives we've undertaken around homelessness, around recruiting more police officers, improving public safety, cleaning up the litter and the graffiti, those improvements are taking hold. So I'm actually very optimistic about the future, and I would encourage those who are really struggling under the current environment to have the patience to see the work through.
Mr. Mayor, I'm so glad that you talk about the police funding, because that is something that it seems like you have changed your position on. This is what you said before. I want to play this clip for you.
And the actions and reforms I'll share today repurpose police dollars, reinvest in people to create a more racially just city, and reform public safety standards. At the end of the day, all of these things, I believe, will help lift the community and make us all safer.
In fact, Mr. Mayor, it did not make your city more safer, especially for people that look like me, black and brown people in your community that are struggling. And it seems like you've changed your position on this issue. Why?
Don't you love when these Democrats get exposed? And Lawrence Jones is correct. A lot of these Democrat-run cities aren't safe for black people, which is kind of crazy because black people, you know, historically have voted Democrat at a enormous clip. And now the same cities that, you know, are run by the people that a lot of black people vote for aren't even safe for black folks. Crazy how that works. Which is why you see a lot of black folks now jumping ship. It's beautiful to see. Beautiful to see. But we still need more.
Not at all. What you're talking about is out of context. It was about a specific fund. In fact, we are having record recruiting for the Portland Police Bureau. I'm very proud of the investments I've made in new gun violence reduction teams. I'm proud of the partnerships we have with our county and our other governments around retail theft, around auto theft. I have always been pro-public safety, and as the police commissioner, I've made it my business to make sure that this city is safe for our citizens. And I also just want to say this. I hear on your network all the time about what a dangerous city the city of Portland is, and that's factually not true. We don't even make the top list of the top 30 most dangerous cities in America. So I would just
Mr.
say
Mayor,
the reason
I'll say this for you, Mr. Mayor, because
the reason we
I got you. I hear the point that you're trying to make, Mr. Mayor, but this is not something that my network is trying to get out of thin air. I spend most of my time with the people, and I was invited into your city, and I've been there for the last 4 years talking with residents there. They say they're unsafe. They say tents are surrounding their houses. They say that squatters are taking over the city. They say, and I see it with my own eyes, that people are shooting up with drugs. And they say it's because of policies that you support. And the police commander that I talked with yesterday say that you in fact did defund the police and made it an anti-cop sentiment under the guise of racial justice. So it's not something that I am saying. These are your residents.
Oh, what do you guys say about that?
Well, look, I've heard enough from Fox News to know that, in fact, your network does take a very dim view towards the city of Portland, towards me, and towards others. But that's beside the point. The point is this. We have already worked hard. We're one of the few major cities in America that is seeing, we don't have a recruiting problem for our police bureau. We don't have a funding problem for our police bureau. Under my leadership for the Portland Police Bureau, we've actually improved our recruiting. We've added new units. We just negotiated a fair contract with our police officers that they seem very pleased with. And in fact, yesterday, we reached a settlement with the Portland Police Association on body-worn cameras. So I feel like our relationship is very collaborative. Now, that doesn't mean you're not going to find one person out of 1,000 or even 100 out of 1,000 who can't find reasons to be upset or critical or concerned. I accept all of that. As the mayor, look, I get the good, I get the bad, and I get the ugly. But the bottom line for me is we are improving public safety. We're improving the number of police officers we have on our streets.
Okay. Now, I will say, I do agree with police officers wearing body cams at all times. I do agree with that, especially with what the left has been doing. And, you know, inciting this type of anger towards police when, you know, police have to pine box someone. I do think that having those body cameras creates a lot more transparency, so the left can't go off on their tangents. Oh my goodness, this was a unjust, you know, pine box, blah blah blah. You know how the left does. All the police have to do is release the body cam. Guy was fighting, got pine box. Well, there you go. Okay, but I got this other clip from Portland talking about their recruitment numbers, and yeah, check it out.
Police Bureau says they are doing everything they can to silence. The Portland Police Bureau says they are doing everything they can to solve the officer shortage.
They also say that the Bureau is still...
Didn't he say there wasn't a shortage?
Still short 75 officers. Our Jenny Young is asking when, though, they do expect to finally meet that number. Jenny?
All right, they're hoping to meet their goal by the end of the year. But even when they do meet that goal, some in PPB say it's not going to be enough.
Not only were people leaving and we weren't retaining them, the reason why they weren't applying is because we weren't hiring.
In the past 3 years, KOIN6 has reported on all aspects of Portland's police officer shortage, including the cause and effects. The Bureau's lead recruiter, Sergeant Brad Yockett, says most of it goes back to the civil unrest in 2020.
The big social experiment of defunding and taking away money from the police, that occurred in Portland.
We've also reported on
Oh, didn't the mayor say he didn't do that? Oh, darn it. Caught again.
Hiring challenges and how those challenges are largely due to the backlog at the State Training Academy. Right now, the wait to enroll in the academy is 6 months. I asked the deputy director of the state agency that runs the academy what they're doing to solve that problem.
What we've requested is going into next biennium a total of 20 basic police classes to start with so that we can try to address the bubble or the backlog, I guess you would call it, moving forward.
In 2020, the Portland City Council voted to reduce the police bureau to 882 officers. That number includes patrol officers all the way up to the chief. As of today, the Bureau still needs to hire 75 more officers to reach that number. Yockett says their goal is to meet it by the end of the year. However, I asked him if 882 is a sufficient number for a city the size of Portland.
No one in the Portland Police Bureau believes that 882 is the right number. We need to be a lot higher. But there's only so much personnel division can do, and we're tasked with getting to 882, so campaign 882, if you will, and that's what we're striving for.
Yeah, 882 seems like a really low number for a city the size of Portland. Do you have numbers or an estimate of cities that are sizable to Portland, what their forces look like in terms of numbers?
Almost all comparable cities, population-wise, have more police officers than Portland.
When will these Democrats learn, man? Having less police officers is a terrible thing. The more, the better. The better. More police officers. That's what we need. We need a police officer almost on every city block, okay? Take crime down to almost zero. We need crime down to the levels of what our grandparents used to be, walking around and, always hear the stories of, our grandparents could walk up and down the streets without worrying about getting mugged. We need that level of crime across this nation. That level. To where you can walk up and down the street and not worry about it. That's what I feel, That's just me. Maybe I'm an idiot. I don't know. Y'all tell me, though. Y'all let me know. But, it's always funny when Democrats get exposed on their lies. Like when Lori Lightfoot was always getting exposed, which that's going to suck that she's gone. I won't be able to expose her anymore, make any more Beetlejuice videos with her. But I'm sure the new mayor will provide some sufficient content soon to come. All right? Y'all let me know what you thought about this one in the comment section below. Like, share, comment. Hit that subscribe button before you go. Peace and love. I'm out.